Just a thought, just some speculation about Zulema Pastenes and Alex changing his name to take on her surname when they had their very romantic wedding in Las Vegas before Alex died at Zulema's home. The name thing, it's gotten me thinking because, of course, when Alex murdered Charles Vallow, he gets on the blower to the cops and he says, yeah, the guy's name's Charles Vallow, V-A-L-L-O. Now, he knew Charles for, 15 years. He knows how to spell Vallow with a W on the end. But, might be a lot of police records with the name Vallow flashing around the place. And it's probably a good idea to try and be a little bit misleading or put a little buffer, slow things down, slow those connections down, right? Whose good idea was that, do you think? So, was Alex's death warrant signed weeks before he dies? I've thought at some point, wow, Melanie Gibb was pretty sneaky, dobbing in old Alex there on that phone call. But, before Alex even got married, his death could well have been on the cards. Why do I say this? Well, who encouraged him, do you think, to take Zulema's surname? Because people have said, oh, maybe he's, trying to distance himself. He just wants out from all the crazy stuff he's done. But no, he was a true believer, right? But he could be convinced, change your name. It's spiritual. It's part of your ascension. So he changes his name to Alex Pastenes. Joseph, Zulema's son, doesn't even know his surname, let alone that they're married, right? So, if he's there to call in, this isn't a problem because he's not going to say Alex Cox. He's just going to say my mother's boyfriend, Alex, right? And, if his name's given as Alex Pastenes when he goes into hospital or, to the morgue, there's that removal, there's not that quick connection. Hey, Alex Cox, wasn't there some trouble with an Alex Cox and shooting a Charles Vallow a little while back? Isn't there the case of these missing children? Wasn't that something to do with Cox? So it's the same sort of thing, right? And if that's the case, we know how premeditated his death really was, It seems that there could be a reason. I mean, I made a video months ago. Alex Cox, was he scared to death? And so there's this call, this blessing, right, that occurs on the telephone. I mean, all it would take is, hey, Alex, you're a zombie. And you can die of fright. You can have a heart attack. Your body pumps calcium into the heart and it just can't cope. And, what's in a name? Well, Alex purposefully misspelling Vallow, in my opinion, purposefully. He knows exactly how to spell Vallow. His sister was a married Vallow for a number of years, okay? They were good mates. He knows how to spell Vallow. So why is he a Pastenes? Is this because this is just to stop those quick connections in the investigation of his death to the death of Charles Vallow, to the missing children, Tylee and JJ, to the death of Chad Daybell's, isn't he that author? Chad Daybell's wife, Tammy. That's what it seems like to me. So it seems like, his death warrant was signed well and truly from at least, when he was encouraged to marry Zulema Pastenes. So funny, like in there, I'm surprised that she didn't say, well, I'm practically a doctor. to the cops in there and talk about her healing abilities, you know, when she's talking about doing the CPR, compressions, etc. Yeah, what do you think? I mean, yeah. I think the marriage wasn't to create a power couple in the group or to, you know, and the name change, I don't think it was so that Alex could sort of quietly fade away because he was through with what had been going on, you know, and had any conscience. No, he was fully invested and he would have believed anything he was told, and he was probably told this has some sort of good vibe about it. It's some sort of spiritual thing or something, anything. And I think it was so that when law enforcement are finding him dead, he's Alex Pastenes. And the death isn't investigated too carefully, possibly. At least, you know, with that buffer of days. You know what I mean? Anyway. Just wondering, just saying, just speculating. That's what I do. Welcome to the Humanimal channel. Yeah, if you're interested, I've got scores of Chad, Laurie, Melanie, etc. videos and playlists on my channel. So if you're new here and you want to see what I've had to say about them, all, yeah, there's hours of, I don't know if I could say it's listening pleasure, but there's hours of videos there. So, yeah, on all sorts of aspects, from Charles Vallow's murder to, yeah, the sinning of Laurie and Chad. Anywho, speak to you later.